Yes. What's good, everybody? What's happening? How are y'all doing? Just glad to be here with you guys. 24 seconds in. So it's your boy Astro. Astro Einstein coming at you today. Oh, yes. We're going to be doing some readings. All right. Okay. All right. What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing? Today is a good day. Today is a wonderful day. We're going to continue on with what I was doing. I'm still trying to find out how to work this Astro Ninja chat. Let me see if I can make it auto. I guess I gotta fix that. So what's good, everybody? What's popping? What's good? I'm still trying to figure out how to do this thing. Loved one more 100 says, "Hey Astra, been trying to contact you. I met you in New Orleans at a spiritual retreat." Okay. To get in contact with me, you could actually find me on TikTok, Astro Einstein. That's right, Astro Einstein. Jermaine, how you doing? Auburn, one of my most faithful and kind, I would say, family. Tall, black, and beautiful. I'm trying to highlight y'all messages so I could be able to. Let me see. Will it show up? Still trying to figure out how to work this thing out. All right. Trust. How are you doing? How are you doing today? This is what we're doing today. Check it out. We're doing readings. That's right. Some readings. Astrology readings. All right, Melody, for sure. All right, once you give me, you gotta help me memorize who you are. So you gotta send me a picture and what have you. All right. So, today is the day. Today is the day. Remember the last time when I was on here, I was doing sort of like readings for you guys. As you can see, $20 for 3 questions. I think that's pretty reasonable. Compared to the amount of information I give you, it's pretty reasonable. And not only that, the kind of information you're going to get from me is very much so. And is very much so good. You're going to get great information from me. Trust and believe. That's what's happening. You're going to enjoy it because you're going to get some information that's very, very detail oriented. A little more secure than what you get from a tarot reader. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that tarot reading isn't great. You know, I did it for many, many, many years. All right. I did it for over 30 years. I've been doing tarot reading for over 30 years because I was a teenager. So I know. But I've grown a very strong love for astrology. It has given me the ability to get information that most people won't have the ability to. You know, a lot of people get, right here, a lot of people get really, really they get really intimidated by this thing right here. This thing right here. They get intimidated by that. Because in your mind, it's just a bunch of science, it's a bunch of lines, a bunch of signs, and I'm lost. I understand. That's why you have people like me. You come to me to get that information. You don't really need somebody else telling you about it. You could do it myself, or you could learn from my astrology school that I have been running for quite some years now. And I've pushed out some amazing astrologers that would run circles around some of these Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok astrologers. I can assure you that. So if you're interested, like I said, and if you're here, hit the like button. Don't just be here just catching dust. I don't want you to catch dust here. I want you to literally, really? All right. So I want you to literally come out here and like this video. Love one more. You said you want to learn. You want to learn. You're interested in learning. Okay. Now I will tell you this because I want to be very straightforward with everybody when it comes to my school. I don't play when it comes to my students. If I see that you're lagging in an area and I reach out to you, I want to make sure that you pass. Okay? I have a 97%. Is it 97? I gotta ask my admins. I have a 97% percentile of passing of grade. That means 97 is the A that passed my class. Now, what is unanticipated or not anticipated is the intensity, the amount of information that you need to know in order to learn this. All right? That is what is not told. And once you get in that, when I make it so much easier for you, you probably be like, you know what? Like, I need to tighten up. Okay, so Lisa Fashion said, I just don't know what kind of questions I should be asking. I like stuff like this. So, Janicia, Fashion 566. Let me try to read without any glasses here. No, I'm not going to try it. Not right now. Most people have questions like, how long am I going to be in this relationship? How long am I not going to be in a relationship? How long will when will I get married? When will I get divorced? When is money coming in? Why is money going out? When I gonna have this kid? When these kids gonna leave this house? When my child is gonna get out of jail? When my child is gonna get married? When am I having a baby? If I'm gonna have a boy or girl? What kind of job is best for me? What's my purpose? When this nigga gonna give me this money? Like, you got all kind of questions. And I'm here for it. I don't think no question is stupid. I think all questions are valid. You got some people who really don't agree, but that's what I believe. I believe that all questions are valid. So, as you can see, send that $20 to Cash App, and you can message me on TikTok. That's where you guys can follow me on TikTok. My TikTok is also Astro Einstein. You can message me there. That way, you could give me your information, your birth information, so that I can actually do the chart. And I need you to know your time of birth. Time of birth is very important. Now, just like I mentioned to my TikTokers, to my YouTube channel, my YouTube family, I also, I've started this new thing. All right, I created my own system in astrology. That's right. I created my own system to give you more accurate readings. There's nothing or nobody that is doing what I'm doing. That probably would. You say you had wanted something at a reading when you were in New Orleans. We did an exchange. That's been expired a long time ago. You should have cashed that in. You should have cashed that in a long time ago. New Orleans. I haven't been to New Orleans in over. It has to be at least 4 years now. Maybe five. Since 2021, 2022. Yeah. It's a long time. You should have redeemed that. You said we never didn't exchange contact. I'm sure I gave you my social media. Astro Einstein. That's what I tell everybody. So, yeah. So, Janicia Fashion, 566. And also, Spirit Moon, you say you want to do your sun's chart. Oh, yeah, Spirit Moon. You always do that thing. Let me see. I'm trying to look at my. So who's sending the cash out? We want to see who's sending the cash out. Nobody sending the cash out? Y'all just come in here. Y'all should know better than that. Y'all should know better than that. Oh, thank you, love. One more. Send me the message. All right, send me the message. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me fix this so it comes right there. Okay. Yes, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You see that? Y'all see that? She said, it's what's going on. All right, so if you guys are interested, so that's the Cash App right there, by the way. You can send it right there. Okay. All right. Oh, you say, hold on, you're about to? Okay. All right. So that's the case. We're mostly along to where we look at the chart. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mosey along so we can look at the chart. Let me put this all the way up here. Make this smaller and put it right here. All right. All right. So for the guys, like I said, and thank you very much, Love One More 107. You know, if you say anything more, anything sweet, else sweet, I'm probably gonna blush. Okay, just yeah. Okay. So, and what you can do, you can send me a message on TikTok, like I said. Taylor Bay. Okay, what's going on? Wait, I don't see why the face isn't being seen. Hold on. Okay, there you go. All right. Excellent. I'm liking these stuff. I'm liking it. You say, where do I send the questions again? You send them to TikTok. That's Astro Einstein on TikTok. That's Astro Einstein on TikTok. For those who have not been here in a while, that's what you gotta do. Send me it on TikTok. So, like I was saying to you guys, the system I came up with is one thing you've never seen. I'm gonna talk about it because I was told that I don't big up myself enough. So I'm gonna big myself up today. You understand? I'm gonna big myself up today. Big up yourself. All right. Oh, let me take it off. Gotta be like at least 30. All right. So, so the system I came up with is able to give y'all a lot of accuracy, predictive methods, be able to predict easily. It's been awesome. All right. And it's called the compendium. Compendium, sorry. Uh, the system I came up with is called compendiums. And if you don't know what that word is, you could Google it, find out what it means. All right. Oh, let me see what this says. All right, let me, because I can't see it too well. Okay, now I can see it now. I have never seen anyone be so accurate and precise. I'm not sucking up or anything. I'm stating facts. Facts. You're very talented. Why, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, people tell me all the time, they say, you know what, Astro, you don't get the you don't get the praises, or you not publicize as much as these fake folks out here, as much as these. And I say because you guys don't share my videos. If you share my videos 100%, I can assure you, people be trying to keep me for themselves. I've learned that about myself. People try to keep me for themselves. They be like, yes. But if I tell people all this, that means I can't have my secret sauce. They're going to know it. No. Share my shit. Share my stuff. It's about time. You see what I'm saying? It's about time. Hey, Soleil. What's going on, Soul Collective? All right. Yeah, so just share my stuff. That's all you gotta do. It only takes to share my stuff so that this can happen. Don't expect the algorithm to share me. The algorithm works against people like myself. They don't necessarily like people like me. Not even these websites. You can't even say certain things, or you'll be deleted. And for those who don't know, my Facebook got completely deleted, and so is my Instagram. They deactivated me and took all my data, all my memories, all of my pictures, all. When I say all, I mean all. Okay? And you know what? I'm okay with that. I was really, really upset. One second. I was really upset. And I was a little depressed. I was like, damn, they don't take my shit. All my stuff, all my videos. Do you know how much regressions I had on Facebook that is not on my YouTube channel? On my Facebook, there is at least there was, because it's not my Facebook anymore, there was at least about maybe 45 or 50 regressions that y'all will never see ever again. That's not an exaggeration. That's facts. It's facts. But, it is what it is. You can't keep a good man down too long. So anyway, my system that I came up with is called compendiums. And these compendiums break down the chart even more. If you want an answer to a particular thing, it's almost amazing. Now, I'm telling you this because I'm now, between next month, going to be opening up what I consider the compendiums. But I'm going to start with three folks that I know for sure is going to push my pendium business forward. Meaning they're going to advertise and everything. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for this information. Now, the compendium, which is also known as like the Bible of you, will be almost like a book of your life, of what to expect, how to expect it, when to expect it. Okay? All right? It's going to be one of the most amazing things you've probably seen and the most amazing thing you've experienced is a book of you. Mm-hmm. Yes. But that book ain't cheap because nowhere in the world you're going to get what I'm going to give you. And one of these book of you could take as much as a week to do. And this book of you is one like you've never experienced. But I tell you now, it's not cheap because there's a lot of details to it. And it's a book of what to experience, what you can experience, what you to expect, information about like if you have children, we connect and give you the information about that. Stuff about everything that you could possibly name. It's like a Bible of you. It's called your compendium. And it isn't cheap. It costs as much as a little car, as much as your new iPhone. But it's worth it. Because the kind of detail that you're going to get from that, you won't be able to get nowhere in the world. You can go to all the tarot card readers all you want. As a matter of fact, that is going to cut out all the money that you've ever spent on tarot, ever spent with any astrologer, anywhere. This is like a one book of you thing. And it's only $1,500. I say only, I'm like, damn, Astro, only $1,500. If you only know the amount of work that me and my team will have to put in to make your compendium, the book of you. This is your Bible. See, y'all pick up the Bible and y'all read about stories of people who existed thousands of years ago. And you'd buy that book. As a matter of fact, you'd read that every day. But if I presented you with the book of you, would you read it? Would you be interested in it? To know that there's a blueprint of you someplace. Okay? Hey, it's the frequency. How you doing? All right. All right. So we're going to go with this spirit moment. We're going to take a look at your chart, the chart that you spoke of, the chart you have up here. And there you go. And it's Quantez Patterson. Quantez Patterson, okay. The first time I ever heard that name. Quantez. Hey, where you learn that? Where you get that name from? Where did you get that name from, Spirit Moon? Quantez? Tell me, I need to know. June 20th, 2002. And born 11:01 a.m. June 30th, 2002, 11:01 p.m. Louisville, Kentucky. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this chart. And since you're here, why don't you just type in and tell me your questions here. If you want to, you can put your questions right up here. You say you want that? Okay, all right. You want the compendium? It's basically a book of you, like almost, yeah. It's a book of you. All right, me and my expert astrologers are on the job when it comes to that. And you happen to be one of my intermediate students. As a matter of fact, y'all, I didn't want to leak this out, but Spirit Moon 348 did excellent on her astrology exam. She did excellent. As a matter of fact, she got the highest grade of the whole class. Excellent job. Excellent day. Yeah, I know. I didn't tell you. I didn't tell anybody, but I'm sneaking it on YouTube. Hoping that the rest of your classmates don't watch this. So anyway. So the questions that you have for me, if you want to type it here, instead of me looking at the other apps, that would be excellent. So, if you're going to send me the information, it's the frequency. Hey, Victoria. Oh, okay, Victoria, that's your name there. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yes. So the first question is, how do we heal our karmic relationship? Man, where's my? I need to plug in my sound effects. So I could, plug them in. All right. How do we heal our karmic relationships? All right. And what career is best suited for him? And anything you dream important, and anything you deem important to know. All right. So, if this is his chart, and we wanted to know about your karmic relationship, there are two areas we can look at. Now, I'm going to look at what we consider. This one I'm going to look at is called the Moon-Saturn midpoint. And the Moon-Saturn midpoint tells you about the connection between the mom and karma, which is Saturn, and also Pluto, but Saturn. Nevertheless, we're going to focus on the Saturn one. So I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to take a look at where your Saturn, where his Moon-Saturn midpoint is. And looking at this, his Moon-Saturn midpoint, Moon-Saturn midpoint. Let me remove the rest of these. Remove all. We're going to focus on just the Sun and Moon midpoint and the Moon-Saturn midpoint, because that's the midpoint that you want to know about. Okay, so as you can see, your Sun Moon midpoint, his Sun Moon midpoint, and his Saturn Moon midpoint is in the second degree, 59 minutes, 33 seconds. Okay? So I'm going to take a look at what the duad it's sitting in, and the compendium is actually sitting in as well. Okay, so that would be 259.33 in Taurus. 259.33. So let's take a look. Okay. All right. So that's the Gemini duad and the Leo compendium. Okay. So give me a second. All right, let me try to get my best to get this out. You want to know the karmic debt. Is it echoing? Because I hear echo. 1 second. Echo, 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 echo. Good. So do you guys still hear echo? You said best suited for him, and you think that's more, I think it's more important to know at this time? Okay. Lynette Austin, how are you doing? Okay. Give me a second. I'm with you. So that's Gemini, Leo. All right. Moon, that's Moon Saturn. And yep. And in the duad of Gemini, now, of Leo. I think Leo is on his 12th house, and Gemini is on his 10th. Now, most people ask for it, but I know you're big enough, you're bold enough to want to know this. So I got you. It's kind of a big story. Okay, so with the Moon Saturn midpoint, the classic mother duty, the karma between y'all is one, first and foremost, in a lifetime or in this lifetime, your son may feel like he has to be stable, has to be the stable one emotionally. Even when he's a child, the karma is learning. I am not my mother's emotional caretaker. Two, another thing that's a karmic debt or karmic tie between you both is a depth of survival and stability. Now, Taurus makes the karma not about security, the not karma, the karma that not creates, is about security, about money, food, shelter, routines, comfort, and peace. So in past life or early lifetime in this one, instability made him hyper responsible, cautious, or controlling about resources. Now, another karmic debt that you may have with him is the fact that because the moon Saturn is in Taurus in the ninth house, in the Gemini duad, and the Leo compendium, the moon Saturn often shows a mother who loved but expressed it through protection, correction, and seriousness or sacrifice. Now, he may have learned affection as duty, rules, endurance, or just being a good person. Now, because it's in the ninth house, there's a karma of belief systems. All right? Now, the ninth house turns this into a story about religion, culture, education, truth, and judgment. And one of them likely feels the other is wrong in a worldview. So the bond becomes like a battleground of principles. And because of it being in Taurus, one of you is completely stubborn. And it's a slow, gradual process of picking up on what the other was trying to teach. Now, another thing is because of the Gemini energy in the 10th house, the public is sort of something that he wants to be. So the karma, he may feel pressured to perform a role that protects your name or the family standing. So he may feel as if he has to be like the man of the family and be the one that has a head on his body. Now, he may also carry that inwards as opposed to outwards. All right? I don't know what I'm saying to you, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But that's exactly what I'm seeing here. There's quite a few. There's quite a few more. Another one is like, because it's Leo involved too, on the 12th house, there could be some hidden pride and anger and heartbreak behind the silence. Like this is normally the I did so much for you energy, and that's what you do, like a sort of what is it? An ungrateful energy, so to speak. Now, karma between you, being seen versus being seen versus being unseen, being seen versus being used. He may feel like individuality is too much for the family system, so he shrinks or overcompensates with his individuality. That's another karma that you have. There's also a lesson of boundary with cruelty. Past life. This is a parent-child reversal. So the strong moon Saturn link often shows that there is another lifetime. He may have been the authority over you, right? And now you're the authority over him. And it repeats of control, guilt, emotional withholding. And this lifetime correction is to change the script. Stop parenting each other. It's possibly the last time you guys are probably, buck with each other. All right? Now, he feels responsible for your health, finance, stability, even though he may not display it. He may feel that. All right? He may also feel like you critique him, but it's actually for his own good. All right? So he internalizes it as pressure and heaviness. Now, he's trying to make you proud. That you probably don't know. But it never fully lands like how we want it to be. So there's the public face story, and there's the private truth. And the private truth normally don't match the public story. All right? Now, the resolution between what will break this karmic debt, if he stopped paying with guilt and starts paying with clarity, if he gives you respect, but not surrendering, if he creates his own beliefs and his own definition of success without needing permission from you, and if he learns love can exist even if the relationship has limits, right? So that's what I see here. You say he must have been very spoiled. He's very stubborn. Well, Taurus also can be on the flip end. The reason why. Like Taurus is about things as well. So that means things meaning assets. So there could be spoiling in there too. It could be a withheld or a giving of too much. All right, it could be either which way because that's exactly how Taurus works. It deals with money, assets, finances. So yeah, you gotta spoil them as well. However, the karma has to do with past life. So maybe, just maybe on your end, all right, maybe on your end, you try doing the different thing, okay? You tried making sure that y'all two are good, all right? And now he's possibly living it out. Now his MC is in Gemini, which tells me about the kind of career he's normally interested in. All right, so we can take a look at that. And I think his MC is 0 degrees, 10 minutes. 10 minutes and 11 seconds. So that's in the Gemini, 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 Gemini. Like that's in the, yeah. Okay. That's definitely not that far. So 10th house, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. All of it is in Gemini in the first degree. And 18 degrees, 32 minutes. So that's 18, 32, 43. 18, 32, 43. Let me take a look at my chart. 18, 32, 43. And what it's saying is Gemini, Capricorn, Gemini. The best suited job for your son is actually working in transit. There's another job that he can also do as well, which is working for the post office. All right, that's another area that he can actually do well. And if I was to talk about entrepreneurship, your son could also have his own fleet of cars or rentals. Okay, that's another business that he could get into if he was interested in that. All right, he could get into the business of car rentals or anything dealing with information. All right, because it's in that Gemini, Mercury's in that Gemini, Capricorn, Gemini energy. It means that he could actually do very well in the areas in the fields dealing with that. And let me give you some really good information about that. All right, meaning I'm gonna give you about 10 best jobs that's best suited for him based upon the degree of his MC. All right. One second. Yeah, it's in the sign of Gemini. And it's in Gemini duad and the Gemini compendium. All right, so if we list some jobs that are best suited for him, he could do very well in stuff like a media. That's in communication. He could be his own podcast host, TV presenter. If he was to get into medium, he could be a journalist, content creator, copywriter, script writer, storyteller, brand writer, public relations, social media manager, marketing, communication specialist. Another area he could also get into if he wanted to was being a teacher as well, which most men shy away from. Now, in sales or business development, he could be talking for a living, so that could represent a sales rep. Business development, he could go into being an account executive. That means client relationship manager. A real estate agent because it moves fast. Insurance agent. A recruiter, customer service manager, and also a negotiator, meaning a mediator of roles. Now, because Gemini also rules to some degree tech and information digital, he can go in product marketing. He could also go into technical writings, data analyst, and you know that's very easy now that those jobs are being really taken care of. A prompt writer, IT support, education, definitely a teacher, a tutor, a corporate trainer, a coach. All right. If we're going into business wise, like I told you, anything dealing with transportation or information, he could also get into cars and do a fleet of car rentals and make it his business. He could be a writer, a publisher, somebody who actually writes, a blogger. If we're talking about networking, he could be an event planner because Gemini is also about that social energy. Also like a community organizer. Another thing that he could do is operate or open a business community convenience store. Another thing that he could do. All right. So all of those. Wait. You said he works at UPS. Well, he works. I don't. You know, I don't, if he works at UPS, he's in the career field that he's supposed to be in. And the other stuff that I mentioned also are around that. So like I tell you, most people think that they can work around their chart, meaning they could do things that is not connected to your chart, and you just can't. Once it's in the chart, that's it. So all those things I mentioned to you are areas that he can survive in. Okay. So he's my baby. Aw. Aw, so sweet. Is he in a relationship? Is he dating anybody? If he is, according to this chart, he is very idealistic. And he is a sweet kid. That moon in Pisces is a very sweet energy. I haven't met any mean person that has moon in Pisces yet. They're the sweetest persons on earth. To me, I feel. You know, that's just how it is. Now, any additional information you want to know about him? What you think you should know? What will get him popular? So, in order for me to figure out what gets a person popular, I take a look at somebody's Venus and their midheaven midpoint. And his Venus midheaven midpoint is sitting in Cancer, 9 degrees, 14 minutes, 46. That's 9, 14, 46 in the sign of Cancer. Let me pull up my chart in Gemini. 9, 14, 46. 9, 14, 46. That would be here. That would be Cancer, Libra, Gemini. And you get Cancer, Libra, Gemini. And Cancer's on the 11th. Libra is on the 2nd. And Gemini is on the 10th. So what he's going to be known for and popular for is having multiple businesses. All right? Multiple businesses connected to social media and connection also. Because that is Libra, Gemini. He's also going to be well known for just showing up and looking at answer while he's en route around the neighbor or the neighborhood while he's making rounds for his job. That's going to even make him even just as much popular as anything. Okay? Yeah, well. Cool, Sarah, let me see. if you sent it. So that's what I see, that if he just keeps up with any kind of career or anything at all, your son is gonna be popular by hanging out. He's gonna be known as the father, the one who looks out for everybody, the one who's the mediator. All right, the one who could talk and negotiate and still have a stern um, energy. All right, all right. So I see two people. Hey, Sarah. Okay. All right, Sarah. I see you. I see you. Excellent. I can believe that. If I take a look at the chart a little bit more deeper, that'll probably be something that pops up. With that Venus in the 12th house, I know we got a voice of an angel, especially in Leo. All right. So, yes, Sarah, I did. What I don't see is your information for me to do the reading. Maybe you message me on TikTok, or we could do it from here. You said he has a long-term girlfriend? Okay. All right. Let me tell you about that girlfriend. If you have a long-term girlfriend, I love the progressive chart, which I probably do right now. Take a look. All right, the long-term girlfriend will be represented by Saturn Sun, or the Sun Saturn, because that's what's here. Sun Saturn. All right, long-term girlfriend. Long-term will also be the 7th house. So that'll be Juno Neptune midpoint. So take a look at the Neptune Juno midpoint, and I'll tell you a little bit about her. All right, so the Juno Neptune midpoint. Where the hell did it disappear to? All right, that's that there, that there. Oh, right here. So it's in the sign of Scorpio, 26 degrees, 52 minutes, 45. She's a very dedicated person, but also very secretive and somewhat controlling. But she could be a street person because it's sitting in the 3rd house. She's a communicator, loves to talk, is an overthinker. Um, it's sitting in the duad of Virgo. I think that's what it is. 26, 52, 45. 26, 52, 45. All right, let's see if we could tell you about her. 22, 56, 45. All right. Yeah, so that is the duad of, that's a 26. Oh, look at 22. 26, 52. 26, 52, 45. So it's still right here. So that's Virgo, Scorpio, Virgo, Gemini. So yeah, so she's a perfectionist. She's also somebody, all right? She's also somebody who is a nitpicker, all right? Could be a sweet person, but it's also a nitpicker, okay? But basically what I see is, it seems like some loyalty there. All right. You said you sent your questions here. Let's see. Yes, please put them in one. Put them in one. In one paragraph, so I can see it again. I appreciate that. Thank you. And some messages they get messed up, so I probably didn't even see it. Okay. Please, once you said it here, I could possibly get over it and go over your questions. All right. But yeah, Spirit Moon, your son. If I go into more detail, which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share that with you later on. In the inbox, we're gonna talk about it. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. All right. All right, Sarah Elizabeth. Kolibali. Love the name. You were born 12:51. That's AM or PM? All right. Your sole purpose in this lifetime. What is my karmic tie to RB? I don't know who that is. What spiritual gifts should I focus on in this lifetime? Okay. Let's go, Sarah. Ma'am, put your stuff up. So we got Sarah. Okay. Okay. Yes, I see it now. I see your stuff. I see it. I think I don't know what RB stands for. RB is probably the person. The 10th of November, 1986. All right, 10th of November. (1986) and born. Now tell me if it's okay. It's PM. 12:54 p.m. And where exactly were you born? Because I don't see where you were born in that. Because that's important. Your place of birth is very, very important. That is needed. So I'm gonna need you to get that for me. Okay. Grab that for me because that's needed. At 12:54 p.m. And that's Sarah. So type in the state or the city you were born, the city you were born in, the city and the state, please. All right. So Elizabeth, Coul, Bali. All right. Coul. Okay, where exactly were you born, Sarah? I don't know if it's probably taken a long time for you to get this, but okay, Grand Island, Nebraska. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Grand Island, Nebraska. Excellent. All right. So one of your first questions, which we're going to get into again, yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Because, but you said if I got your comments, they came all the way afterwards. All right. So the first question is, what is my sole purpose in this lifetime? All right, we're gonna focus on that. Now, what I do, I take a look at the first thing. Let me just fix this because this is acting up. All right, there you go. A little better. All right. Okay. Just want to take a look at it before I give it up. So your north node is in 20 degrees, 40 minutes, 27 seconds in the sign of Aries on your third house. Now, Aries is ruled by Aquarius, and your Aquarius, or your Mars, is sitting, and Aries is ruled by Mars, and your Mars is in Aquarius sitting in the first house. So that's that's an indication that your purpose has to do with you and have to do with connections and also have to do with communication. I'm gonna break that down for you a little more so you can understand. All right, so that's 20, 40, 27. Gonna take a look and see where that falls. 20, 40, 27 in the sign of Aries. 20, 40, 87. All right, so that's Aries, Sagittarius, Pisces. I think that's what it is. All right. All right, let's see. Oh, let me cut on this light. I think I'm a little dark in here. That's probably why it's starting to get like that. But I wonder why. All right, that should be better. All right. So your north node is in Aries. In the fourth house. In the duad of Sagittarius and I think Sagittarius, that's 20, 40, that's right, and Pisces, okay, and Pisces. All right. And I think you have Sagittarius on your ninth because Sagittarius is on your third because you're in Aquarius rising. And Pisces is on your second house. Am I right? What am I doing? Sagittarius on the 11th house, not the third, not the Sagittarius on the 11th house. Sorry. I had to take a look at it just now. And Pisces is on the second house. All right. Just make sure I want to put that inside my thing. All right, so basically, because it's sitting inside Aquarius, your Mars is in Aquarius in the first house. This is really a connection of you having to broadcast yourself and network yourself in the front of people. Maybe in previous lifetimes, because your South Node is sitting inside Libra and it's in your, what we would consider your ninth house. That means that in previous lifetimes, you campaigned with your partner, but you were basically the one behind the scenes, like the partner that supported. And in this lifetime, you're now here to focus on you, on your voice. You basically mirrored your previous partners, even in this lifetime, what they did and became the best partner for them. But in this lifetime right now, your purpose is to stand in your mouth, your word, the things that come from your subconscious mind, and to write these things to some degree, broadcast it out, your experience. See, Aries is about experience. It's about what you've experienced, whether it be accidentally or directly, which are two words directly connected to the sign of Aries, okay? Now, based upon this, your purpose really is to, so let me connect this. All right. So your purpose really is to build up the courage to speak plainly and to speak on social media. You're supposed to learn how to develop assertiveness in your conversation, the ability to confront issues instead of letting them just sit by on the wayside. You're here to develop confidence, to be misunderstood and still keep talking, not to worry about any gossip or anything of that nature. Your purpose is literally to be out here, putting yourself out here. All right, a lot of people with this placement had early life experiences where they were talked over, corrected too much, silenced, or learned it was safer to be quiet or to stay quiet. And the North Node is saying that's enough. Your path is your voice. And because the ruler is sitting in the first house in Aquarius, this voice should be broadcasted. Okay? You should be having a YouTube, a TikTok, a Facebook, a Instagram where you just flood. Whether there are going to be people who gravitate towards you and people who don't like you. You should not worry either. All right? Now, in a mental state of leadership, all right, you are here to start conversations, things that people normally don't talk about, all right? You're here to start a brand or start a platform, be the one who makes the calls, all right? You're here to move from being passive reactive to thinking into decisive frame of mind, you know, into decisive action with words. Okay, now in the Sagittarius duad, that also gives a sort of a teacher, a preacher, a philosopher with humor, with humor, but being bluntly honest, like giving the bigger picture of what could possibly happen. So being somebody who goes on a bit of platform about yourself, but mostly giving it a sort of a teaching. All right. Now that means that your voice is meant to carry meaning, not just chatter, not just talk. You're here to say things that expands people's minds. You're here to awaken and educate. You're supposed to sow a seed in people's soul so that they can then take that seed, and they may not even you're supposed to plant that seed in people, okay? And this voice can come in many different ways, okay? This voice isn't just for one-on-one. It's for groups, for networks, for social media, for like a community, a movement, an audience. Your voice is not for you. You were created and you chose this path for your voice to be for the people, to be able to teach. All right. So this means that your purpose includes building a tribe, all right, around your message. And that because the Pisces energy is also about spirituality, compassion, healing, imagination, intuition, creativity. Like all of these things are connected to your purpose. All right, so it also means because Pisces can also find themselves undercharging. All right, you got to learn how to not leak energy and stop rescuing. Your purpose includes learning to earn ethically from your gifts without guilt. Don't feel afraid to charge for what you're worth. I could tell you I struggle with that. My South Node is in Pisces. All right, so another last one I'd say is the people pleasing. You got to replace that with directness. Don't try to over-explain yourself. Don't try to sound perfect. Soften the truth to keep peace. No, don't do that. Letting others define the narrative. This is not what you're not here to let them do that at all. All right, your lesson is to be direct, not to be cruel, but clear, and not apologetic at all either. Just say what you got to say. All right, because you're here to ultimately be a speaker, a teacher, a messenger, a leader in the community, someone who can sell, teach, coach, write, broadcast, advocate, motivate, inspire. A person who turns your voice into a livelihood. That's because Pisces is sitting in your second house and it's in the compendium of Pisces, healing, creativity, spirituality, so to speak. So if I was to sum this up about like your purpose, I'd say your purpose is to lead with your voice, to speak boldly, to teach truth to your community, and to build real self worth by monetizing meaningful healing topics and ideas. And that answers that. I know that's a lot for 20. I know, like, damn, this nigga just riddling off. But yes. You say you gotta be posting on your business page for YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Excellent. That's what you need to do. It's in your purpose. All right? It's in your purpose. That's what you gotta do. Okay. Well, you heard it here. Can't say I didn't tell you. All right, that was the first question. Let me just roll up so I can know what you asked first, because I don't want to. Second question is, what is my karmic tie to RB? Now, I don't know who RB is to you. I'm going to need you to tell me who RB is to you. Because you can't just give me an initial. You got to tell me his role in your, so I can pinpoint who he is in your chart. Okay? That's the only way I can be able to know. You got to tell me who RB is. And we may have to wait a few minutes because of how long these your chats take to come up on YouTube. It's a bit of a delay. So once you tell me who RB is, I got you. And then the last question is, what spiritual gifts should I focus on in this life? So whilst you're telling me who RB is, you take a look at your spiritual purpose in this life. And your spiritual gifts, that is, I think you said. Your spiritual gifts. Yes. What spiritual gifts should you focus on? First and foremost, your moon is in Pisces and so is your Jupiter, and it's conjunct. If you can take a look at this, you literally have Jupiter and moon almost exactly conjunct. Now, this shows me that particularly you have the gift of dreams, the gift of vision, the gift of empathy. You also have the gift of manifestation, being able to use the moon to manifest money, assets. It's one of your strongest gifts. It's intuition. Your sun moon midpoint is in Capricorn and is sitting here in the 12th house. And in some way, form, or fashion, your spiritual gift is also being able to start spiritual communities or to create a structure that is going to create a legacy. All right? You have the gift of psychic ability, intuition, dreams, visions, creativity. Did I say empathy? Telepathy. Based upon this, you're also a medium because Virgo is sitting on your 8th house. You sort of doubt the feelings that you get. That's one of the gifts that you have to learn to develop, is learning how not to doubt yourself. You also have the gift of discernment, being able to know and sense when people are good people. And at some point, you are going to be known in the spiritual community because your sun is in the 10th house and your Pluto is in the 10th house, conjunct your Venus. You should have been out there a long time ago. You should have been putting yourself out there. Yeah, well, You say, I can't seem to cut ties no matter how hard I try. Okay? So it's a past relationship. Okay? So we're going to take a look at these past relationship or this past relationship that you're talking about. All right? Past relationship. That would be Juno with Neptune. Past, Neptune, long-term relationship, Juno. Now, if you could see here, you would see that your Juno is in Sagittarius, and your Neptune, Juno, Neptune midpoint, which points out past life lovers, meaning the way they are, is sitting in the 11th house in Sagittarius, and it's in the last duad, which is the sign of Scorpio. All right? And Scorpio, in that duad, that is telling me that your past lovers, are obsessed with you sexually. They're sort of obsessed with you sexually. But not only that, but also the energy you give off, maybe as a gypsy, as somebody who is a person that could teach. They basically you can't shut them off because there's something to learn from you that they need to learn, or something you need to learn from them, according to this. And because Jupiter is in Pisces and is the ruler of your 11th house, it tells me that this person is super connected to you in the past. You may think it's just him, but there's many more, or not many more, but most of your exes, even if they don't reach out to you or say anything, they're obsessed with you. They also want to be your friend. There's sort of a connection beyond the physical that both of you share. All right, you said, it's sort of hard to put myself out there because my mom doesn't know about my spiritual side. She's very Christian, so I'm kind of hiding. But whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, Sarah? It's yours. Because now you're making a decision out of fear and not love or out of duty of you being a soul. So now you're using your fear of your mom's or your pride, fear of losing, I don't know whether it be the connection or being cut off, in order for you to make a sort of an excuse of not tapping into your spiritual gifts. Let me tell you something, okay? It's time to put that fear on the side. Now, if you're living with this woman and you feel as if it's disrespecting her, you can just stand your ground. You can say, Mom, listen, I love you, and I don't want to keep this inside of me. I don't want to build resentment inside me for you. I want to love you for the rest of my life. But there are some parts of me that you may not agree about. But I want you to understand that I love you nevertheless. And if you choose, all right? And if you choose to disassociate yourself with me because I'm pursuing what my purpose is, then I understand. Just like you, mommy, you would probably choose your purpose. All right, and I want to choose mine. And this is my belief. These are my skills. These are my talents. 2-1, you got that from your mother in the first place. She just put a religious tablet to it. And I know that she's religious because Moon and Pisces conjunct Jupiter in the second house of stubbornness. Your mom is super intuitive, super psychic. Okay? But she thinks that comes from her being one with Jesus. Sarah said we always have that connection. It's electric. It's electric. It's electric. I know what you're trying to say is electric, sugar. I know. The electric make you go, oh, Jesus. Hallelujah. All right. The third one. Oh, that is the third one. The common tie between you and RB is that in previous lifetimes, you know, y'all were just friends and you friend zone him. It could possibly be that this relationship that you have will always be a friend type of connection. That's is what I see here. All right. You better believe it's electric. It's electric. Thank you very much, Sarah. I truly appreciate you for indulging me. All right. Is there anybody? All right, I was on here for a minute, hour and 21. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sir. Listen, okay. I just want you to know. When I look at some of these charts, there's nothing about them I don't know. Okay, first and foremost. The thing that shows somebody's passion is the Mars arrows. And my dear, if you take a look at your Mars arrows, it's directly connected and directly in between your Mars and your arrows. To you, and especially the sign of Aries. In the sign of Aries, yeah, you a freak. She's a super freak. Super freak. She's super freaky. Alright? Yeah. That Mars in Aquarius is open to experimentation. As a matter of fact, you're right. Oh, except you're married to somebody else. I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age. So according to this, when it comes to your sun being the ruler of your seventh house of marriage long term, it could be your pride. I said, and I'm not allowed to be friends with him. No! That man come to suck your soul. He come to take all the juices out of you and send you home dehydrated. Okay? Because that Juno Neptune midpoint is sitting in 11th house. He's supposed to be your friend. All right? You gotta keep it like that. Because, ooh-wee, that's some trouble, okay? Some trouble in the gaps. And you learned, boy, that nigga gonna kill you. You will watch it. Okay? I just know based upon your chart, I know what turns you on. Alright? I know what turns you on. You sure you want me to do that? Okay. Y'all, Sarah asked for it. She's like, don't hold back. Tell me everything, Astro. Tell me everything. Ah! Okay. I got you. Oh gosh. All right, so it's in Mars in Aquarius, 16 degrees, 56 minutes. 16 degrees, 56 minutes in Aquarius. Let me look at my chart. 16 degrees, 56 minutes in Aquarius would bring us to 16 degrees, 56 minutes. That would be Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. Okay. Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. So let's talk about what turns this woman on. So we're gonna see what it now. Okay, you said it's okay. You're an open book. All right. So we're gonna use you as an experiment. So that's in the first house, and was Aquarius, Leo, and what else did I say? Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. That's right. Aquarius, Leo, and in the subduad of Taurus. Now, Taurus is on your fourth house. And I think Leo is on your seven. All right. Let's see how we could dissect this. I'm gonna list about 20 things, maybe 19, 18, according to how I feel, about what turns you on. Alright? So you notice your views are going up. Yes. You want to see. So let's see. All right. We going to show up. All right. All right. So let's take a look at what turns this one on. So here are like a few things. Now, with a Mars and Eros in Aquarius in the first house, your turn-ons are heavily about mind, vibe, and originality and confidence. Now, Aquarius wants the unexpected, so that means that spontaneity is very, very important. Having sex in random places sort of turns you on. Now, the first house wants it direct, bold, and felt immediately. So normally, you may be turned on, and not necessarily all the time, by experiencing a person spontaneously at the first time. All right? And then the duad in Leo, which is sitting on the 7th house, and you're turned on by a partner who's proud, playful, romantic, and especially openly about you. Meaning that what turns you on is giving you compliments about your beauty, about how great you look, but not in a way that is manipulating, but more so in a way that is very sincere, where you feel as if this person feels what they're saying. So that's important for you. Now, 20 things that turn you on. Confidence with zero desperation. You're like a man that's cool, that's calm, that's self-possessed. And that's because of the Leo one and energy, right? Another thing that turns you on is a brainy, witty conversation that feels electric or electrify. You notice how you said it was electric and how your Mars is actually in Aquarius? And if you really look at the thing, electric waves are ran or is ruled by Aquarius. All right? So, it has to be electric and unpredictable. Someone who's a little different. So if you're white, this could be a black man or a Spanish man or somebody who's totally different. Or it could be somebody, even if it's in your same race, will be somebody who dresses different or who just has a unique disposition. All right? Unique style, unique mind. You don't really get turned on by a basic man. Now, playful flirting in public, that's subtle and unmistakable, which means that if this person can flirt with you in public and nobody knows, that's a turn on for you. A person who's proud to claim you, right? Hey, yo, this is my woman here. That's my lady. Yeah, bold eye contact, staring you deep in your eyes, especially during sex or before sex. The kind that feels like a challenge. You're turned on by charisma, leadership, and presence. If this person has like a star-like kind of energy, yeah. Humor, very not corny, but humor that's clever. All right. Especially like a little banter if it's teasing. A strong personality, good grooming, like look clean partner, a person who respects your independence. It doesn't try to control you. Also, what turns you on, this may sound crazy, but other people's men. Ah! You get turned on, and you may not want to admit this because you want your own guy, which you have. But you're attracted to men who are emotionally unavailable. That's right. I said it. Emotionally unavailable partners. And that's because, and especially men who are stable. Because that Taurus compendium that your Mars Eros midpoint is sitting in, all right, okay, is there, sitting in Taurus. So that's one of the things this person that you're talking about could possibly be in his own situation as well. All right, you like being admired or loud. You like a little rebellious. You like spontaneity. All right. You also like being. You like the consistency and reliability. A cozy private setting, a soft, comfortable, safe, and calm. Quality is everything. You also want like loyalty, and it sounds strange, but a man saying to you that you are his and he's yours, even though there's a detachment to it, it's sort of a turn on for you. And the turn on his glasses, any inclination of intelligence is what turns you on, based upon this. Would you say? So I'll admit it. I'm trying to do better now, but that's me in the past. Okay. We see your growth. We feel you. We rocking with you. We rocking with you, my sister. But that's what I say. All right. At least you are, admit it. Say, I pull the husbands and the wives, all without their own spouse knowing. Dang. Say, what? Listen, I thought that's what they tell me. They tell me, say, I do the same thing. But I don't believe it as much as you. All right? You say, I spilled the beans? It is what it is. She said it. She said, Astro, I'm an open book. Read me. So that's what it is. You let me know. This is what I want a reading. I could tell you. I can also tell you about, certain things. And because you spent your money, I got you. Right. I think somebody else sent something. Okay. For sure. Now, and Sylvia Franklin, yeah. Hey, that's Sylvia. Long time no see, Sylvia. Anyway, so I could go on, but then if you want a full reading, you could just book me. You could message me on TikTok, Astro Einstein. That's where you can message me at. That's my TikTok. Astro Einstein, ASTRO. Same way you spell it on YouTube, it's the same way you spell it. And we can schedule a session. Sylvia Franklin said, I am next as an honorable Aries. Well, honorable Aries, I'm going to need you to send me some honorable money. I'm going to need you to send me some honorable money. Where is royal money coming from, Sylvia? We need it. We need it. Okay? Okay? I got like, I have like, I got like 37. I got like 37 kids. 37 kids. Got like, how much? Like 49 wives. Okay? Okay. Sylvia Franklin said, I'll cash app, I promise. All right, so my cash app is our same one right there, which is Astro Einstein. Also, I normally only stay on for 2 hours. I don't try to over exasperate myself on it. You know, I don't. I try to keep it at a certain frequency. You know, that's what I try to do. So I'll possibly be here for the next 30 minutes, and that's it. You can booking line for a full session in the comments. You can also email me, and let me see if I can type in my email. All right, so let me type in. My email is tametryol@gmail.com. So that's my email. My email is tametryol@gmail.com. tametryol. That's me right there. Okay. So if you don't have TikTok, also make a TikTok. TikTok is where it's at right now. Okay. So one of y'all send me an email, that's tametryol@gmail.com. And let's book a session. Let's go. Okay, Ocean Bella, it's really great seeing you. Glad to see you again. All right. Yeah, so everything about you, anybody, can be seen inside this chart right here. Every single thing about you. Yo, I decided that, so I bought like I got like 5 of these shirts. So you're gonna be seeing me in these shirts all the time. This is gonna be my new uniform. I'm gonna soon put Astro right here, Astro right there, so y'all can see it over my heart. All right. All right. All right. So it's 11. It's 1:38. Oh, that's so Sylvia Franklin. Send me a message on TikTok. All right. Send me a follow. Send me a message on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, Sylvia Franklin. You said 1960. Is that 67? I don't know what that means. But send me a message on TikTok. We'll go from there. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm following what my chart says I must do. My chart says that I have to stop undervaluing myself and stop bleeding. All right. Stop bleeding myself. I have to basically charge for my word. I've been doing the free thing for a very, very long time. So that's the only thing. Other than that, I got you. Of course, I'm just following what I'm supposed to be doing. And if I don't, then I'm just as bad as telling people what to do when it comes to their purpose. So yeah, I do have moments and times when I do free readings. You gotta make sure stay close to me, Sylvia, so that I can make sure, Yes, and this is respectfully. Send me a message. I could do something private for you. Okay, so we could talk about it. What you said, Spirit Moon. You said you want to know those things as well. Yeah, you already paid for a reading. So what I got you for? All right, what I got you is I got you. Since you want to know, okay, Spirit Moon. the kind of thing that turns you on. That's what you want to know. Y'all getting, for y'all getting out. Y'all getting out. Y'all are getting fresh up in here. Okay? Y'all just want to know about those things. But since you want to know, I got you. Okay? I got you. Your Mars Eros is right here in Pisces. 3 degrees, 33 minutes, 32 seconds. As you can see, you also have Venus conjunct it. But Mars Eros is working independently. And I'm explaining that for you right now. That's 3, 33, 32. Take a look at my chart. 3, 33, 32. Let's scroll up. 3, 33, 32. Okay, so we're right here. That's Pisces, Aries, Virgo. All right, let's see what turns Spirit Moon on. Pisces, Aries, Virgo. So what turned this person on? Mars Eros is in Pisces in the seventh house. I mean, that's the eighth house. Sorry, I think that's the eighth. Yeah, that's in the eighth house. Pisces and on the eighth house. Now it's sitting in the Aries duad. And in the Virgo compendium. And I think Aries is on your ninth house. And Virgo is on your second. All right. All right. So because the Mars Eros is what you're most sexually attracted, what turns you on the most. Eros is that, and Mars is like sexual energy, and Mars in a woman's chart is the kind of man she's instinctively attracted to. But Mars in the Pisces eighth house is one of the most magnetically intense signatures. Now Pisces wants fantasy, merging, surrender. I'm talking about the sexual energy of where two souls merge. It wants emotional and spiritual fusion. However, the eighth house wants depth. It wants obsession. It's more like, I want all of you. So then you add Aries duad. You have Aries on the ninth. And it sharpens your Piscean energy, right? The Piscean fog into hunger, boldness, chase energy, especially through adventure, like risk, and let's do something we've never done before type of energy. Now, finally, we add the Virgo energy into that. And the Virgo compendium grounds it, right? It beneath the fantasy. This person is turned on by competence, cleanliness, skill, and someone who makes them feel safe and valued. So you like feeling that. Now, this is 20 things that turns you on. Deep emotional bonding first, right? You want to feel chosen, not just desire. That turns you on. Mystery. Having to dig deep into a person sort of turns you on even more. Some a little hard to read, very soulful, hypnotic, and private. Those type of persons turn you on. A partner who can create an atmosphere, right? That could be music, lighting, scent, mood. These things turn you on. Intensity without loudness. Like if you could feel his energies, this person's vibe, like a quiet power. are calm, but you can tell that this person is dangerous, a sort of energy. Um, Also, the feeling of surrender. You are turned on by dominant master sort of energy, like a role play, right? The feeling of being able to surrender, being able to let go and fully melt into this person. Now you also like the idea of hidden or forbidden energy, meaning this is somebody who people would probably, you know, tell you, do not be with this person. You shouldn't do this person, or, but we will get catch sort of energy. That's what turns you on. The thrill of fantasy of being caught or not being caught. Psychological intimacy, late night confessions, secrets, truth telling. You know, you love a man that's very bold and very direct, who makes the first move towards you confidently, right? You like the idea of new experiences, someone who makes you feel protected and maybe spiritual, like feeling like this, like souls are touching, not just bodies. You love the idea of role play, even though you may have not experienced that. That's something that's in the back of your subconscious mind. You want a partner that studies you, that learns what you like, and gets better at it. And that's because the Virgo energy is there in that subduad. You want a man to be clean, refined, sensual. You want him to have good hygiene, because that's Virgo's energies, right? Be neat, especially detail oriented. A man who is spiritual, deep, sexual, very skilled, and detail oriented. Those things turn you on, especially devotion. Somebody who's devoted to a cause, something higher than themselves, is also, all right. Healing intimacy, the idea of being healed through sex, or healing that person through sex, or being that person's sex slave, is all things that have you to turn on. Now, I know I was just going. So, was I said, so where are you originally from? I am originally from the Bahamas, yes. I'm from the Bahamas. And so we ask, um, you say you feel so protective over me, and I don't know why. That's definitely a past life connection. I know people don't like to hear that because that's what most men are using to get inside, women's lives or women's bodies. And I've been accused of that too, right? And that's because I have a gift called retrocognition, so I have no choice but to know I'm aware. And loved one more 107. You could write your questions in my inbox or TikTok. If you have a TikTok, you can write it there. Maybe, like I said, maybe you just have the gift of retrocognition. You can feel and sense people and who they are. That's just as well. Oh, you say not requesting for free when you definitely deserve the investment. I thought I'd send it in. Oh, okay. No, I got you. Just send me a message on TikTok. All right? For sure. And thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate you. So, um, Spirit Moon, how you feel being exposed for what we see with your Mars? As you can see, that Mars right there, that Mars, that Mars arrows right there, right next to your Venus, right in the eighth house. I got you deep. Say keep going. Why you want me to keep going? That was enough right there. I think I gave it all away. Not all, but at least some of it away. All right. Okay. Melody M, I think that's you. Send me a message on TikTok. Send me a message on TikTok.
You don't recognize him anymore. That's because.
All right. So, just out of curiosity, show of hands of persons who are watching who feel the same way that Sylvia Franklin feels. That feel as if there is a protective, like you feel as if you have to be protective over me. And be completely honest. Because I don't want y'all to make Sylvia to feel as if she's the only person that feels that way. I also don't want you to make her feel as if she's crazy for that feeling. So, if you also feel that same way as if you're protecting me or hiding me from the collective, not just collective, but from people who may try to damage or to tear me down, then say it. Let me know. You know, because, you know, this isn't the first or last time y'all felt as if you had to protect me. I was in a few lifetimes where there are many folks trying to hurt, harm, kill me for the message I was giving. The only thing I was teaching was that you are a God. And this is in previous lifetime prior to this. That you can study and learn yourself. That you have a higher purpose. All these things you see it's because you feel that way. Because of a previous lifetime that you probably had to step in and help. All right, y'all. It's going on 2 hours. I want to thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here with me. And I haven't done one person on. I need you to message me. Message me on. Please message me on TikTok. Okay? So that I can get your questions. Or you can write your questions here. Because I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing your messages. I don't see where you're writing your information. But I do see that you've sent the money. So I want to make sure that you actually get that. All right? It's the frequency. Say, yeah, this is super important work. Thank you. And it's the frequency. Listen. I can't wait for y'all to come in the second level of intermediate and then go into expert. I got something for y'all. Can't teach y'all it now. Because if I teach y'all it, y'all gonna be like, I don't need you no more, Astro. I'm straight. I'm good. Nah, you still probably need me. But, yeah. I can't wait for my intermediate astrologers to get into expert. I got jobs for y'all. Okay? We got some new projects coming up. Spirit Moon, I think you probably rewinded back and then started watching. I think you're a few seconds behind. I think that's what it is. You're a few seconds behind. So that's why you're probably getting the messages late. Okay, because you're responding pretty late. All right, anybody? Arvin Austin. Hey, Arvin, I appreciate you. All right. The person who sent me that cash app, please, you got to get to me. Find a way to download TikTok or email me at uh, TAMETRYOL at gmail.com so we could get to doing that session. I try to stay not on more than 2 hours so that no more than 2 hours. I don't want it to be that long. Okay, I don't want YouTube to put me in the area of long form videos. All right, so that's why I try to stay less than 2 hours. 2 hours is the long form videos. All right, y'all. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I just appreciate y'all. All right, appreciate y'all for that person who sent that thing in. I got you. All you gotta do is just send me a message, an email, and I got y'all. All right, it's your boy Astro. You could have been anywhere, but you choose to be here with me. I appreciate you. You enjoy the rest of your night.